Welcome to Euroforum UG, where we address Ugandans from Europe, USA, Asia, Africa, Australia, and all over the globe. We share experiences, opinions, and expertise on current affairs, educative lifestyle, religion, and family matters. Follow, subscribe, and like our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Euroforum UG. You can also join our live shows every weekend on our social media platforms. For more information, visit our social media platforms or email us at euroforumug@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on +4740 574040. Euroforum UG, communicating with peers.
Hey, it is communicating with peers, and for some reason we've been communicating. That's why we are coming late. But the topic of discussion today is motherhood. Abakyala bano bamama beekunya n'olwaleero beekunyiza kakana n'essyo nga bagimaliddemu ebiseera nga beekunya batetenkanya baana bakola ki nabadda kiri kitya mpoomye
tamuli
buli wankubisa so nali nyambadde gundi glasses shirts nongamba nzijjeko bangamba nali nyumye kati akakofiira nkajjeko
akofiira kalekeeko okukisinziira ku nkula y'omutwe gwo actually naye nga nsanyusa okulaba
tolina byosanyuseemu. Ladies and gentlemen, omukyalo ntalina byasanyuseemu y'omu ku baasinze okuwagira ebitakwatagana, era mbadde nsaba management yeekolemu omulimu batwawule n'ono mukyala munnange wamma gwatulaba nga nfune obuzibu Mother's Day. Waliyo akawala kaali kekisi kange kambuuza lwaki sikasindikidde gifts za Mother's Day. Ninkabuuza oli maama wange kakawala buli muntu eyali ayonse ku bbeere ateekeddwa okubanga aba maamawo. Nenzija okwebuuza ku nabadda nti akaana kano nga kammanyidde okamala nabadda kyeyakoze kawagira mbu kituufu oyo omwana kati aba afuse maamawo. N'olw'ensonga eyo management nsaba batwawule omwana ono nfuneyo kosti omulala sho esobole okutambula sisigenda kutyobulwa mu bantu kyaliko obusungu bwange kati atambuuza mbu ndi ntya. But anyway, for the viewers, nsoose mu kuyomba naye kati kanzireko n'enkofiira nterere bulungi nnyo. In the interest of time, I've been a little bit delayed by some technicalities, and then the show of discussion today, the topic of discussion is behind the strength of motherhood. Those untold mysteries behind motherhood. For some reasons, we are late. These mothers, we are preparing. And those are some of the hidden mysteries. Mothers, when it comes to time, is one of the angle. Jorin, by the way, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mami Smugi, and all our viewers. Thank you very much for being part of us. Elanga shuyalero twagala okubategeeza tugenda jigeza kukulanga tugitambuza mu lulimi olunyanyimbe. Naye to the viewers, amanya nedowoozi nze Nasali Jorin elanga ndi wano ku show y'abamaama gye twayise the Untold Mysteries of Motherhood. Before we go deep, it was one of the focus actually of this year's International Mother's Day theme, where I think the theme was the great unburdening, which showed that amidst motherhood, the joy of motherhood, essanyu okujagaza, title, ne achievements, ne plus ones that what from families, it comes with burden. That's why today we came with ladies from one lady from Denmark and one from Sweden to come and we talk about byemutamanyi ensi byetatutegekera wanga bingi nnyo mujjana y'okuzaala abantu bye batamanyi. Yes, ngamba gavumenti buli muntu alowooza nti okuzaala oba okuba maama it is only about joy. Nedda waliyo n'ebyo ate ensi byetatutegekera kati ngaffe bamaama olwaleero tuvuddeyo tube nga ate tusobola okubisoyamu wano mpola mpola ewange wano nno wabula eddakiika 10 okwera essaawa 3 eza Central European Time. Nsubira ne Wasmugi, nsubira ne Norway, naye ate bwe tuba tugenze eri mbaganda baffe abali eri mu Eastern African Time nga nsubira bazigenda kuwera ssaawa 4 era nga tujja kuyita mwangu tabe nga ate tumaliriza show nga ate tufubye okulaba nga tukwatako wano newali okuba nga tumaliriza show. Tuyinza okukola nti byonna bye twogedde si by'oyitamu. Feel free, send a chat or send a comment tube nga ate ne information tugiwa abantu baffe. Thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. Smoge.
Yes, mazima ddala era nga bwakyogedde tujja kuba tukozesa ennimi nga bbiri, ekinyanyimbe tujja kikozesa ate tuyite n'olulimi olwaffe olulya mmere olwa Ssaabasajja. Kitwakirabye nga audience yaffe, it encompasses a lot of people. We tend to fuse in both languages for clarity, and then n'ebigambo ebimu oluusi okujjayo okuwa omukisa bannaffe abamu abagenyi betuleeta nga twagala nnyo bajjeyo ekyo ekinyusi mu lulimi lwe bawuliramu eddembe. So tuteekawo eno gap babe nga basobola okwogera mu nnimi either olulimi oluzungu oba oluganda. Kituzzamu amaanyi. Your forum is more of communicating with the peers, and we believe, yes, that the more we, communicate and you give your opinions, it's a wide, very essential. So what we expect from you is something very simple. Just let a friend know and share, this link. You can share. I mean, leaving your comment also does a lot of wonders. So with that said, allow me also to introduce my other guests. We're having Lady Namutebi. Not that's never Lady Namutebi. Kangende, one of the other hosts on Euroforum. That's Joanita Bale. And Grey as she is, putting on grey with a smile. Hey, Chakabinyo. From Denmark, Azerero, tunyume mu Luganda. Bw'anaagaana ng'asabikawo oluzungu. Mwekakasa mu ekyo. Nsanyusa okulaba.
Show tujigale. Njo wanika get what?
Bakube fireworks show tujigale. But anyway, Joanna is another host on Euroforum, UG, and we felt it was quite paramount for her to be part of this show, being the fact that also she's a mother. Twagambi, yes, ajja kubanga ine etofalidde n'ennyo lyagenda okubanga gattako ku mulamu gw'aleero. Joan asinzidde wano Denmark, Copenhagen, era wasinzira n'abanga aweereza mukyala ennaku zino bagereesa gumite mu nsonga ze ng'azanja buli nsonga eno n'eri asobola kubanga ayitawo. Kanfune mugenyi wange ow'ensonga olwaleero ng'onno bulijjo atulabira eri mitala naye olwaleero naye yasembedde benga naye ensonga zanja omukyala Namutebi Suzana.
Yongerako omulindo w'abangi.
Omuki?
Omulindo w'abangi. There are a lot of nfunye messages nyingi nnyo okuva mu student community nga bagamba oyo mwamugyewa.
Nga bamuyaayaanira. Omukyala Suzana nate tusanyuse okulaba.
Kubeera ku page eno.
Wano tuli ku Euroforum era nga tukkiriza nti bye tugezaako kugabana n'abantu baffe bafunamu era nga naffe tufunamu. Kale era tukulindiridde ebigambo ebirungi bye tugenda okubanga tugabanako ne bannaffe. Ebiseera ebisinga ntera okutegeeza si ffe abamanyi ennyo naye ate nammwe mujja ne mwongerako matu kitukolera ddala obulungi obutagambika. Sweden bali batya Susan?
Sweden balungi okuggyako obudde enkuba etonnye leero naye nga balungi tewaliyo mawulire mabi kimu kigenda bulungi obudde bulinga bwe tubusuubira bulijjo tewaliwo kyekanga bulinga bwe bulina okubeera kikinyizo.
Okay, ndowooza ekiri Sweden era kyekiri ekiri ewa Susan era kyekiri newa Jorin. Kali nno nze njagamba bwe nti nange ekiri wane ewange Denmark tekyawukana nnyo n'ekiri ewa Joanita. Yes, it's just the 13th of May 2026, and I believe this is the 5th month of Bajita. They call it the Gregor calendar eraga nti May mwezi gwa kutaano, and it's a month actually which got May, mwezi guno gwa May erinnya eryo balijja mu one of the Greek gods. The Greek god is called Maya, and that Maya, that lady, she was a mother. Eranga the significance or the symbols ejo mukyala oyo god oyo bakatonda oyo mukyala yali amanyiddwa nnyo nga bamusinza olwa growth, fertility ne nurturing. Ndowooza olaba kikwatagana nnyo ne ku mulama gwe twogerako, yali katonda omuzaaze ate nga fertility kale bamusinza nnyo. Era akantwala omukisa guno njezeyoze bonna abatuse ku makula aga birthday ku lunaku olw'olwaleero 13 olwa show yaffe. Happy birthday, and those who have just got, those who are having birthdays in May, happy birthday. Those who have encountered challenges, just keep it there. Be strong. It's always a matter of time. Fenna to sort beat but we always recover from that. Given that, allow me just go into a rider, and then we see how we can go ahead with our topic of discussion. Mulamwa gwaffe guli on the untold mysteries of motherhood. Abachala lwaki nalese bakyalo lwaleero nti ensonga nti olunaku lwa bamaama. Nze nno nja kusigala nga mbegeka bwegesi matu oba nga mbalaba bulabi nga batunnyonnyola ebyo obulumi bwe bayitamu oba amaanyi ago bagajjawa. Tutera okubalaba nga bambi batuwa smiles ezo, naye beneath all those smiles their struggles, emotions, challenges, battles ze bayitamu naye nga ffe tetuzimanyi. Kale wengamba mbu abakyala bazira kiba kituufu. Let's just have a little bit of rider, and then we go ahead with our topic of discussion. Just a reminder, call a friend and let them know we've kick-started the show. Let's get it rider and we'll take it from there.
Mumbuulire ba firstborn abawala babateeka mu kirungo ki, batwala karakta za mama zonna kwegamba mubeere waka nga mulina bamama babiri bebazaamu empisa, tebagala bya kisiru, bakambuli kabatande mama abalekewo naye nga yalina obuvunaanyizibwa ku olwo. Akugamba okwoza ebintu akusange ku TV. Oyinza okumala wiiki nga tolya, oyinza okumala wiiki ewaka nga tolya nga naye nga ne mama takimanyi nti tolya.
Mama, you carry the weight of my life. You bore the pain so I could smile. Waukulega pansi. Sivulege gashe.
So my roads would open well.
Mama, you carry the weight of my life.
You bore the pain so I could smile.
You waited through the night, you prayed, Lord.
Indeed, and that was our rider giving us a sense of direction. And for those who have just joined us, this topic of this discussion was extracted from the previous Mother's Day, yakatuitako last week, kutwala binga it was necessary naffe kugatako etofali kubenga tujiwa hype abakyala tubenga nga tetukome bukomedi okuba nti tubayoza oba nga celebrating them, but then again we have also to take time to understand them. Oba oliawo tujja kubanga tubawadde ekitiibwa ekyo ekibagwana. Kale eyakatwegattako, just let a friend know that it's a Euro Forum where we communicate with peers. And I believe luno olunaku olwa Mother's Day bangi beebuuza olunaku lwavaawa kyajja kitya. Why Mother's Day celebration? Kubanga buli kintu kibeerako entandikwa yaakyo. Mu bumpimpi nja batwala speed ya yiriyiri ambagamba nti olunaku luno lutandikira ddala emyaka gyadda nnyo era nga bozze otunuulira ennaku zonna ezisinga ze basinzaawo ojja kwesanga nga zaaliko the pagans nga be bazitandika wabula bannaffe bano abakkiriza mu ddiini ey'abakristaayo bajja nga bagenda bakyusa the narrative kati bagenda bakijanjawaza emyaka ejaddako awo USA efuna hype etutumu yagenda n'ekyambala kati waliwo mukyala baali bamuyita Anna Javas Anna oyo yagala nnyo maama we agenda nga afa mu mwaka gwa 1905 maama amala okufa kyamuluma nnyo maama yali activist kyokka n'ono omukyala yali social activist n'agamba akoze atya okusigala nga nkiyite ntya celebratinga maama we n'ateekawo ye n'agamba nja kucelebratinga n'agamba wateekewo wakiri olunaku celebrating bamaama abalina kye bakoze era celebration yasooka yaliwo mu lunaku lw'omwezi yali May nga 1908 kakati abantu ne bakijanjawaza oluvannyuma president wa USA baali bamuyita Woodrow Wilson n'avaayo then he officiated the day mu mwaka gwa 1914 era awo wennyini wekyava n'agamba buli second Sunday of May tujja kubanga tukuza Mother's Day kati gwabadde takimanyi wajja yatandikira in a nutshell akembadde njagala okusiigira kale naffe bwe tuzze wano njagala kutandikira ddala n'omukyala kantandike ndowooza ne Jorin yennyini nabadda batuna bagenda mu maaso olunaku lwazze how would you love it to be celebrated to you?
I personally
wandiyagadde otya abaana bo ba celebrating olunaku?
Actually, I don't want my kids to celebrate this day. I want myself to celebrate this day because I always use the day for refilling myself. Every year, this day I sit down and rewrite. Nengamba nti kiki kyenduzinze, wawe nduzinze myself, wawe nerabidde, wawe mbadde emotional because namala okukitegeera nti motherhood is a continuous marathon tekoma. Well, it is 24/7 job. And the world expects a lot. Chichana kunyonti wemba mwina failed family. Ense soka kutunulira mama. Ate mu kifo ky'okuba tegamba nti balemereddwa wanga abazadde naye era omuntu asooka kugamba mama w'abaana abo yaani abaana abaddugala abo mama waabwe yaani abazaala okitegeera so nze nga sinawa nakulya the echoes of the world wanti biki happy Mother's Day nze nsooka ne neebuuza nti yes wawe nsobodde wawe nnemereddwa ate we nnemereddwa I don't judge myself no I always look out nengamba kati wano ngenda kendeza mwana wano ngenda kuddukawo kwano so my kids we baba celebrating so it is okay but it always starts with me after all nategera motherhood it is a choice that I made nga n'abaana bange tebaliimu eyo yali decision yange society nayo yaliwo naye it was +1 because at that time when you conceive as a mother decision most of the times ebeera mu ngalo zaffe Nesi ne wekugamba bichinga for abazaaliramu eyo generation nti tewali family members naye n'essaawa zino buli kimu bakitaddewo naye gw'ogamba nti ngenda kuyingira the motherhood journey etandikira nange so when I realized that nemanya nti everything around motherhood kalibe celebration kalibe failures kalibe successes kalibe ki kitandikira nange once I feel like I'm not sitting more into that or I'm not feeling motivated about the situation or bichi I always nekebera so that I can show up because as a mother I have to show up no matter what I have to show up so, what is it
ekibuuzo kyange kibadde nti gwe owandibadde oyagala otya okwecelebratinga naye ate n'ogamba gwe wandiyagadde gwe kennyini weekoleko emikolo because you feel
it starts with me. Yeah, it starts with me.
Kanso kensimbe wa wakati ngendeke wa Susan. Susan, olunaku lwaliyo abaana bakuwa ku bimuli.
Bantwala out. Bantwala nenkola activity. Yeah.
Muli wawulira otya?
Tesijaga nti nali excited. Nagenda ekyo nyinza okugamba naye nagenda nga ntuukiza responsibility nga maama era nga nkitwala nti singa sirina choice siyinzaga nti nkooye nedda bakuinvite nze bagee maama jangu wano tugendako wabwe tuti bali very happy.
Olunaku luno olaba luli worth okuluwa amaanyi.
Engeri gye balukuza
olaba lwankizo nnyo nnyo ku side yo.
No. Just one day in a year? No. We're supposed to be celebrated every day, not once in a year. No. 1 year, one day in the year, tusobola compensating wadde olunaku olumu bwekuga nti obeere maama one day. Lwanga bagenda kucelebrating omwaka ogujja olunaku lwabadde maama olunaku tosobola kirikava tosobola tekiri worth it actually era si kyekintu kyenga nti Mother's Day nembeera excited anze abantu sibaweereza message babuuza abo bambaweereza mu happy Mother's Day. I don't. There's nothing to celebrate there. There's nothing because tiba celebrating ne reality different. You understand? This is a real life journey. Anyway, I can say it is worth it. Tojja kunga nti ogenda kuncelebrating olunaku lumu nga nze doctor, nze nansi, nze teacher, nze kirina, nze psychology, nze kugamba professionals zonna nziina
gwe judge, gwe lawyer,
nze chef afumba, nze tosobola kunga nti ogenda kuncelebrating ezo zonna professionals ziina ku mutwe.
Buli professional yeetaagayo kumpi lunaku lwayo.
Mwezi
simanya nze psychology, nze lawyer, nze house girl, nze kirina, nze kuku. Gwe nga nti omwaka gumu something mpaddeyo olunaku lumu celebrating era nonga mugenda kubeera excited for what? Actual sense kyenjagala omwana kyeyali badde ankolera genda ali ongulireyo. Esuuka gwe zolaba ez'ebbeeyi ezikiri ezengenda okufundako the next day. At least is worth it kuba amayinja zibikula nga nze ebikkemu every day. Because
nga tunaba kusindika mu buliri okwalira amashuuka nga tugendeko wano Denmark tulabe. Joan, by the way, once again, you're welcome. And it's a challenge when it comes to Mother's Day, and it's why on social media people are really making applause. People making a lot of noise. People are taking pictures. They're showing a lot of gifts, flowers, and everything. Question is the day really worth it? And who were Joan? Sijja kutunuza mu baana bo. Mama wo wandyagadde omucelebrating otya on Mother's Day. Then, on Sigire Chifananyi, I'm giving you two questions in one. How would you love to celebrate your mom on Mother's Day? And then, what do you really uncover when it comes to Mother's Day celebration, linking it to social media, hype?
That was a lot of questions, but thanks.
They're two in one, actually. But if the usage of social media in hyping Mother's Day, ekyokubiri, how would you love to celebrate your own mom?
Well, Luganda, isn't
it?
Leero leka abantu bafe ku nseko.
Anyway, engaging and celebrating on Mama Wange would have been the fact is that Sakula necessarily Mami Wange, and then Nejaja one. Mami Aliwo, but she wasn't like continuously, right? But to me, the fact that she back then when Alinga and Muto, wabera video lava, wabera baluganyumanga okuze. So when Nakura, when Namanya that the kind of difficulties that mothers or my mother would have gone through, and the hardships that she would have gone through, both psychologically and also mentally. And so even if she wasn't there all the time, I give her flowers every day by doing my best to be the best mother I can be to my children. And so is by being the best mother to my children, her grandchildren that she never met, as much as I can. That is my celebration of my mother. And again, I agree, Susan. So combining one thing in one day. To me, motherhood is every single breath I take from the moment I decided to become a mother. So every day I celebrate my mother. Every day I celebrate any mother that I know that is doing their best for their mothers. And every day, before anyone celebrates me, I celebrate myself. I remind myself about how well I'm doing. Because Ndabanti, so often society is to judging, Eranga, Jolin Bwagani, so much, so often you find if family breaks down or something doesn't work out, always what we mother first. And of course, there is probably reasons for that as well. But I think there's an element of this whole thing of me, I would celebrate myself too. I would remind myself of the fact that in spite of the challenges, the hassles, the difficulties, the sleepless nights, I remind myself of how well I am doing. This is not only on Mother's Day, but it's also on a daily basis. Okay? Because unless you know your worth as a mother, it can be hard for people around you to see that worth in you. So I think that's how I see it. And then in terms of social media, there is a hype. I agree with the ladies before. And I think it's commercialized, like many other days are. It's a money-making machine, Valentine's, anything else. It is there to create a hype, to create money, to get businesses. I don't have to post my flowers on social media. Okumanyanti, the mother. Yeah, so what social media has done also, it has brought out a lot of people that are pretty insecure in their role as mothers, whatever it is, and putting things out for it to look like, oh, this is what I got from my kid. But to me, it's not about what I get from my kids. It's about motherhood, is about sailing through those difficult times that nobody sees. And that when I have pushed through a hassle and I've pushed through a challenge, I can really see and feel proud of myself until I managed to push through, even when I felt I stood alone and nobody else saw my tears. So my celebration of motherhood, yes, the kids gave me flowers, and sometimes they do breakfast in bed for me. And sometimes they give me, my son makes something in school. Those are, of course, moments that I value. But as I tell my children, buli Mother's Day bagamba nti engeri gye musobola okunsasulamu oba engeri gye musobola okugamba nti mami, you're a good mother, is applying my discipline and empisa okugamba okubeera good people towards other people. Otegera bye mbabuulirira, to put that out through life. That is how I can say, that is what I say. Yes, you are appreciating me. I love the flowers, but very soon they'll be dry. They'll be in the bin very soon. And I love everything. Yeah, but I do. And it's wonderful. Yes, mommy, we appreciate you by taking what I teach you about being kind, about being loving people, about being generous, about being cautious about other people, about loving each other, but also people that are around you. If you can do that and be kind, that to me is me being satisfied and celebrated. That you appreciate my motherhood and me being a mother in your life. Yeah.
Well, what a submission. I just really love that. Ngabwendi tata waliwo ebigambo ebimu ganange leero nja kuwuliriza side obaoliawo tunatandika okubakwatibwa ekisanga mutandise okujjayo those unseen, those the unseen realities This takes me direct now to Lady Joreen. You've seen what really happens, and you being a mother, there are those untold stories you tend to, to hold on to yourself. Naye ate nga twandiyagadde okumanya nti omanya ensonga lwaki ngamba nti they're untold, naye would love to unleash them. Oba oli awo we tunaabitegeera tunaatandika naffe okweyisa obulungi eri mmwe nga tumaze okutegeera obuzibu bwammwe. Babiseera ebisinga abantu bateboogedde tetuyinza kumanya obuzibu buliriddawa. Kakati wano kijja kundeeta nkubuuza akantu katono nnyo ku saidi nga mbuuza Nabadda nti what are some of those unseen sacrifices nga gwe maama z'okola which go unnoticed? Bintu ki ebyo bye wandiyagadde tutangaaza byolaba nti mbutuufu bantu mmwe temumanyi?
Have you ever imagined life where you, in every decision, or in every celebration, or more choices, you're not the first option? Nti omuzadde omukazi nawagenda mu dduuka nga yafunye salary n'agenda mu dduuka, yes yaba first choice. So many times I see women nga tuyingira mole tebasooka kuyingira mu Zara women section oba mu Kapal women section, branching what n'asooka eri mu baana n'aggukirayo ewuwe. Just imagine that is a life omuntu gy'abagenda gy'alina nti choices ezisookera ddala. Okay, kale kyekyo the choices ezisooka okukolebwa mu bulamu tezitandikira ku ggwe. And so saddening that some of those mothers started that life when they are 20s. I personally, I remember my grandmother, because I grew up with my grandmother. Era buli wembeera awo ngamba, this lady spent almost 80 years. Nga she started being a mother when she was 14. Nga she has never chosen herself. Like, natuka ne kuba zukulu. Ate kati nga asooka mu zukulu n'addako omwana nga ye last. To an extent, it even goes beyond. N'akwatiramu n'emikwano gy'abazzukulu, ba husbands b'abazzukulu, ba in-laws be. As a mother, omala the lifestyle yona from the day you started being a mother. Nga tobeera nkomu the first first choices. To me, I feel like that is the hardest thing someone has to go through to be a good mom. Yes, this is really hectic, and this is a journey we have to walk. As the moment you say, I'm going to be a mother.
Okay, crossing back again. Anyway, Kati, for you always consider, your siblings as the first. I mean, your children as the first priority.
In everything, in joy, in sadness. And you never be kutto omuliro. Abaana bange. Okitegeera. Gwe oyinza okufa. But abaana bange. We've seen mothers that pack food ku mikolo. Nenga naye enjala emuluma. We've seen abakazi ennyumba nga zikutte omuliro, nenga yandibadde ayagala okwebaka. Nenga yabalese bebake agende ebweru avendinge akole biki okitegeera akole prostitution. Do you know what it means omuzadde okuba nga agenda kukola prostitution, not to feed herself but to feed those people? Kugamba nabanga yebakanga these haunted actions zayitamu. Omaite omukazi owebaka oyina nightmares mu bwongo. Nakoze kino lwaki tekikulaba ekiti. Kugamba nga even in sleep your brain's at work. Even in the normal time your brain's at work. So your mystery erina non-stop. There's a way we miss it. Seriously, we miss soft thinking. No, I remember 14, my brains were numb. Now when you start saying this, And always abana akula, trust me, abana we bakula. You can be in your house, naye emitima gyo n'obwongo nga buli mu mayumba g'abaana abo. Kati that is motherhood. Wherever so now it's my life, now I'm done. I'm going to enjoy it. Remember my grandmother used to say, I was a grandchild. Naye ng'era omutima gusula mu nnyumba yange ne gusula mu nnyumba y'abazadde bange, and you'd be like, what the heck? What a mystery is this that we started? So to me, I feel like that is something the world never prepared us for as mothers. They never prepared us for.
Wow. Mwanyinaze Susan. Osobola okukkaatiriza ku nsonga eyo yennyini kwe tuli. Ebiseera bingi muba n'ebintu ebyo. Manyi buba buntu butono kuffe obentera okugamba waliwo obuntu obwo butonotono nga ku bantu abali ebbali butono nnyo naye ng'ate kuggwe munnange nga kinene nnyo tolina ngeri gy'oyinza kinnyonnyola. Waliwo saddaaka ezo zimukola okwewaayo okwo kwe mukola kwe tutamanyi oba oli awo bwe tunaamalira show y'olwaleero nga tubatikudde ettoffaali nga tubatikudde ekitereko ekyo ekigamba kye mwetisse biki ebyo bye mulaba nga mu butuufu mwewaayo bye mukola bye tutamanyi
tosobola tutikkula kitereke
tetwagala kye tutikkula. No.
You can't even do that. Tokisobola.
Funny enough, we cannot even accept you a serious mother ng'akyali mu mental status ye tasobola kukkiriza but asobola okugamba nyambaako because mothers don't even trust.
Tosobola kwetikkula mu buko tewali mulala asobola kukwetikkira okuleka ggwe. Kati essaawa zino waliwo social media, let me show how heavy it can take. N'osoma amawulire nga kyatuuse ku mwana gw'otalabanga nako gw'otawuliranga nako gw'otasubira nakukkiriza gw'otaliraba hits you harder. Actually olaba amawulire omuwala bamukidnappinze bamusanze wano yafudde. It hits you as a mother. Atali maama tagenda kifiringa naye nga ggwe maama ogenda tandika okwimagininga precious omagininge pretty omwana oyo agenda tandika okulabikira mu kifaananyi ekyo okitegeera. Maama okwetukkula omugugu gwa maama sifangako simanyi abafa gye baba balaze kyekiriyo ng'afudde. You can be a mother the day you give birth until when you die. You know why? Ozaala ate the more they grow the more harder it becomes. Banji bagamba nyo kakyakaaba mu myezi 3 obuka bujja kuba bugenzi weebako weya agenda kwavula bwana agenda ku ssomero ng'omuwonye amasimu g'essomero ne gatandika hero yatuuse leeri yakoze bw'ati yakubye munne baamukubye email ziringa email onoolugguka n'ogaba baalifuluma ddi muwone bannange mwantuuka buli wano tubibagamba ku bakya n'olweggulu n'afuluma nonalako okubeera nga omusitoka ku social media yabadde agenda ku pate nze mbabuuza ogenda ku pate onsharingira erinnya mukwano gwo nannyini pate address ye bagiyitaani okupate kwegenda okubeera ennamba z'abazadde ziriwa in case we live in our life in case always you have to have a backup in case economically mentally always ovulaba sagala kiteekawo nnyo abantu abamu bampakanya bwe bagenda ne bagamba kugamaama tetulina bw'osanga responsibility okutwala nnyo n'obudde obubeera depressed n'obeera nga tobulina tulina obudde obulowooza ku bizibu ebirala kubanga tubeera full occupied mentally physically economically tewaliyo maama agaa nti abaana bange bali successful I'm happy I'm relaxed ne gwolaba azaala b'Obama bakyasinza obugagga peace. You know why? Kubanga yakyatisa ekizibu ky'Obama ekikyasinza obunene nga ne mukyala we takimanya agenda kujja atulaga maama w'omanyi kino ne kino ne kino ne kino maama atulira obuzibu okupaka lwalifa bamulaba ebaneekizirako ye maama azaala Barack Obama yazaala pulezidenti w'egindi simaye maama w'omuyimbi celebrity gundi naye nga maama ebizibu byetise ate yeegomba ate oli alina mutabani we alina akaduka gaba singa mutabani wange ali bwatyo ate singa oba ebizibu bye ate oba singa si binene nnyo so gye bakoma okukula stress gyekoma okweyongera okuleka gyekoma okweyongera kubanga babeera wano mu nnyumba kaleekaleko economicale wafumbye bakomyewo that's the stress naye outside gyotalina control you have to pray you have to make calls you have to check that's a harder one actually bana abali mu nyumba they are harder but abali wabweru nga bafulumyemu that's the hardest abantu kyotaga abaana be bakula nadda that's the hardest that is hit you mentally and mentally
kino kansoke nkibuuze kubanga oyinza okuba emboozi ogitaddemu nnyo capital n'oginyumisa nga terina kubeera bwetyo. Let me just ask something little. Are you a single mother?
Yes, I'm a single mom. Your
perception yo ogitutenga okay. But in that school of thought, nja kukiziganya naawe nti bw'oba okitute bw'otyo maama ng'ali single mother, you become a tool for everything. But your argument holds a lot of water.
Actually, never mama bali mu bufumbo. According to my friends, abali mu bufumbo embozi banyumya. Bamama batono nnyo. Percentage wetubala. Abafuluma n'agenda n'afumbirwa n'atandika family endala bano abaana n'ataddamu bawuliza oyinza okuba mu society wooli nga tolinaawo bawera so nga ate taata sibakomerera nti babi asoogera ntandika obulamu obulala n'awasa n'azaala abaana abalala n'atamanya nangatto y'abaana bwe yaleka ebbali wadde school fees bigenda bitya 5% of mothers they can do that but 95 of mothers they will never live like that. Mama agenda kukubo ne yetunda naleeta engatto y'omwana tata agenda n'awasa n'asanga omukazi alina n'abaana balala n'agenda n'abeevestingamu nga si abazaala there's no mama taliyo akola ekyo kati sagala okukomparinge oli mufumbo tobalekerera they have their own struggle sagala kulya binusu mama abeera mu bufumbo nga yamanyi address y'essomero ly'omwana gye liri yamanyi abasomesa yamanyi omanyi batata be babuuza nti muwala waaweza emyaka emeka nga tamanyi birthday nenga babeera mu nnyumba y'emu olabye kubuuza nti muwala we alina emyaka emeka yazaalibwa ddi they live in the same house we celebrating every year birthday nga taata tamanyi bamama bemeka boosanga batamanyi bamama batata tebamanyi masomero g'abaana those are the married one even those balina ebizibu byabwe so when it comes to a mother single one is harder Chendaba mu basingo the society judges so much. Baino kirekerawo. Babeera balina empisa embi. Obufumbo bwalemwa. Who does that? Bufumbo bwalemwa. They are struggling with the children. Mu society y'abaddugavu. Mu bazungu sikisanzeeyo. Mu bazungu bwokeero nakubuuza ki ekyabaawo wava agamba congratulations you are strong they support you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations to become strong, to be strong, to take that decision. Kati kankulage marriage. Never marriage.
Abazungu bano bali babunuuna.
No. Abakazi bangi abatudde mu bufumbo nga baayagala dde okugenda nga baano badda ku mwana asooka ne bongera kaafu.
Batudde lw'abaana.
Nedda olw'abaana sooka bajjeko society mukoze omulimu munene especially black society paka omukazi lwe bamutta n'akulaga nti ebizibu yabituulamu emyaka 10 emabega naye banaagamba batya abazungu tebakirina agamba you are so strong era omuga nti muna ebyalibwa ebitinifaga you are so strong because it takes a lot mama okuparkinga emigugu naggula olugero n'afuluma. It's a big determination. Toina mama gogenda kubuuza nti wakeere nkya musajja yakusigula bato okuggula olujjo mama n'afuma mu bufumbo bwe n'akwata abaana n'agenda uvanga muntu n'agenda n'afuna kaluumo kali n'atandikira mu kutunda ennyaanya ng'ava mu vile ekomeri. It takes a lot of determination. Oli n'avayo n'agamba oyo malaaya obufumbo bwamulema mu bazungu togenda kisanga they will give you a hug n'agamba sorry but you were so strong I'm so proud of you made the right decision you know why kubanga teri yavaayo nga birungi avuddeyo abaakyuzinze the right business to go out.
Bakuwagidde wano.
Ne mutugamba yesingo walemererwa ayina empisa embi obufumbo bwamulema yebaka ku musajja ono n'oli simanyi asula mu bidongo. No, she's in recovery. That's a therapy. Kubanga taagala kugenda ku medication. There's people hang on her back.
Susan, kansoke nzizeewo katono nyewo manya kangende katono nyewa bale naye nga wano waliwo akuwagidde mu submission yo bwana Buyaga agambe wano a man can memorize all the Premier League tables but still needs reminders for his birthday, his child's birthday. Sebo webale nye fujjo n'okutulangira naye kantwale nange omukisa guno kugamba on behalf of all men banange mutusaasire tetwazaalibwa tutyo bitusobako busobi era munatumala gatuddira kangende katono nnyo ewa Lady Joan. Omukyala ayogedde on issue connected like a therapy. Njagala nnyo ntunuulire. Don't you think that at some moment in all your struggles you are in the take of Susan, she is a single mother. Case in point, you assuming you a married person, and then don't you think at some moment a man can become also another therapy to you, mentally? What twins are gamba mbundo banai munakabanga bukabi pakadi. Don't you think that a man can also be there for you? Nabanga is a remedy to okuwulako.
Of course. I mean, again, just in Zira Mwamichi, just in Zira Mwamichi, what are we talking about here? Mwamichi, ono mwami kutogera ko gamba aliso supportive emotion. Be in touch with his own emotions. Is he emotionally stable? You get me? Emotionally stable for himself, that's what I'm emotionally available for you. But that's what I'm tuning into how we're feeling. So many times it's empathetic, you know, and also there's this culture things that comes with it. Many times, childhood is he available to give you that emotional support and understanding that you're looking? And so, just in Zira Mwami Tigolina, Abami Abamu bali okay, they tune in, they understand, they try to support you where they can, and they show to an interest. But many other times, it seems like Omuchala Yabaino Kwega Mwami. Bambi nkolera bwoti bambi kola bwoti then it seems like omwami is doing you a favor okubeera taata w'abaana bo oba okubeera mu bulamu. You get me?
Well, by a choice, they have a choice. Mothers, we don't.
No, because for us, for the moment bw'omanya nti oli lubuto already then obulamu bwo butandika bukyuka. From the moment, it doesn't matter about lunaku lumu or about 2 hours. The moment you know that you're expecting, your life changes. You know, and I think for men it's different, but I am one of those people who believe there are good fathers, there are good men that are really interested in their children and doing what they can to support their wives. But the mere fact is, woman is woman, man is man. We are built differently. We are built different. And so I often say nti mu bufumbo ba mu relationship kumwe abali nti love language is so important. Yeah, you need to know love language ya munno, the main one. Kina nyingi no bera we yeri main. So if you tune into that, and I always say ngabazadde mulina okujjukira nti mwali like ngabazadde banga gwe as omukyalo banga mama. I always ask myself this question. Who was I before I got married? What did I stand for? What kind of dreams did I have for myself? Because eventually, as Jolene said, I think is eventually they'll fly out of the nest. So to me, I think it's really very important when go mutala nga mama. Yes, oli mama, naye olina nawe okujjukira nti nawe you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be, in some extent, worried. You have done well. You have stood your ground. You have given birth one of the most dangerous experience a whole body can go through. You have given birth to this kid. And if you go ngoli mama omulungi, ngoli mama nti you're mothering, because to me there's a difference. No mama, no mothering mother. They're not mothering. They're not fathering, right? No parents, you're mothering. If you're a mothering type, like I believe Susan and Jolene and myself are, then there's a moment where you must give yourself a moment of grace. And, oh my goodness, this is something that I have achieved. I've done this much. I have actually raised these kids to be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I am doing well, and give ourselves grace. Because quite often, let me tell you a story. These ones here, I've been wanting to have these ones for maybe 2 years. And I kept on postponing, saying, Hawaii, Jafuna Mwenga Tozo Mwana.
A minute, a moment, Joanita, is there any way you can increase your volume
I have done my
on your gadget?
I have already done. Is it not the? I think I've already spoken.
Because I've just gotten one viewer saying that the volume is not all the best, but just in case.
Let's go higher up than that. I've done my. Hold on.
No, Joanne, genda wano ku tab yo, like ku typing tab yo, kubogeza ko Kongereza. Wano ku top my buttons olabe. Once one. 6 setting your software wano wenyini wali speakers olabe. You get my point?
Because we got someone saying that, okay, Joanita's volume is a little bit far. But still loving, I've just loved your submission more so where you said when you reflect how was I before I entered into marriage or something, which was so interesting to give an ear. It drives me to one question to Joreen. What is that one thing actually, that one thing, that one truth amazimago about motherhood you wish you had known?
I wish I had known that motherhood is significantly associated with depression. Yeah, I'm tired of number. Yeah. Even statistics like 10 to 20% of mothers, mostly new mothers, but more depression. This is where Okumanyanti, I wish I had known there are so many traits Omutuzala Ganga Yakazala. But me, I've been a mother in both worlds. I've been a mother in Uganda and I've been a mother here. Now, there are things that are common. Nga neno jibaita PPD, a postpartum depression. So many times it is show actually a yetandikanga wakazara. The first 2 weeks. Scientifically balaganti no reason rachi baga bamontalinga nyo mukazi ali olubuto pressure. It's because they know the hormones are rapidly changing. They're harboring a human being. Kat pressure jene koma kwa hike, it's going to lead to depression. Chita is a motherhood or jitandi goja embracing like this. Depression is on your door. As obo yagala bato yagala. Suzi yatugambe mbu tasobola kutegera nti you're depressed. She's right. Because for us, we operate in burnouts.
There's no time for that.
Yeah, what also I think it is a but I wish I had known.
Think about that actually. Yeah.
I wish I had known that whatever I was feeling and whatever mothers feel or everything they try to make it right, like Nevalawanga, they've lost control over things they did not deliver. I wish they know that is depression, that is a journey, they're depressed already, because now you find that you yourself, you see things are not enough. That thing watching name, it was in I think in 2025 in the National Medical Institute, India. They did a diagnosis where they even said mothers that are having husbands, they stand a high risk of depression. A depression, a depleted mother syndrome. That is how, like, science. There is that depleted mother syndrome. Nenga bachiraga nti no. Kisinga nnyo mu ba moms ate abalina parents. Yes. Nti ojja kwesanga nti on 10 women, 2 of them but already buying them depression from 1 week or 2 weeks. Kubanga someone has been living alone. She wakes up and takes her breakfast. Wawatayagala tajja kujinywa, nakola ka makeup ke, nakola chi. But the fact that this person wakes up ngatana bana opening ngatana yagana kuzukuka, someone is waking her up. Cutting that non-stop thing, like someone demands you, like demand akwa programs so ze ngagotona tandika nawe. Why wouldn't you get depressed?
Ofuka mama oba tokyaddamu taking a decision as depends on you. No. Or taking a decision or depending kubana bewaleta mu nsi, becoming a mother, it's not about you anymore. Eranza amuntu wajjana akomplaining about you what choosing okubeera mom. What choosing okubeera mom waggala ezigizo zonna n'oggula ezigi z'abaana abalala, and you know respecting those doors for their own good. Toyina kwekyuzinga mu bintu ebisinga obungi actually, kubanga olina responsibility, ate responsibility yo kubanga go taking a decision okufuna abaana bano. So
tikambuze oyinza okuba bannange ng'ekintu kino mukitadde mu nnyaka janja.
No, let me give you more.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's the
fact. Let me give you more about this depleted mother syndrome. Because all along I knew about the PPD, postpartum depression, but right now what wasn't as mothers, so like now between the children when they are in the age of 8 and 14, the most actually the hardest age of parenting is between age of 12 and 14. That's when kids are changing from childhood to adulthood. Kati our mama is not depleted mother syndrome. And trust me, most of the times the people around us don't even know that we are going through that. Because balaga, it is a chronic, physical, emotional, mental exhaustion resulting from a long-term overwhelming demand of parenting and caregiving. Like someone is running on an autopilot. So by the time the child is 12, era abazadde bangi nnyo abantu bagamba omwana amwonoonyeseeko, but omwana watukira emyaka 12 ne 14 energy eba ekooye gwe ng'omuzadde. That means you've been doing this motherhood for 12 years. Kati essaawa zino ate abaana obwongo bwabudduka nnyo, atandika okulimba, ava mu buto atandika okuwoza. Kati awo because you're already into the syndrome, already so effects is up to them. You're exhausted, you're tired, wechaye, otukanga, you're lonely, you're burning out. Awo mwana we basinga okwonoonekera oseganze abaana basinga okwonoonekera era nga balaga nti you become its symptoms eri associated with mom rage. Waliwo ebbanga etutuukawo ng'aba mama tuli bakambwe, kati ate ku myaka 12 obeera mukambwe, omwana ate n'akulimba n'akugamba mami n'akuggyako essimu ng'ali ku ssomero n'agijjako because oyomba nnyo, tamanyi nti gwe operating ku burnout. Your cup is already empty. It is empty for fucking 12 years. Kati n'agamba kati mami wanankubira nkimanyi agenda kuyomba. at that age tuba tetuwuliriza olukwata essimu olidda wagoba totandise ogenda kuki kati ffe tulina n'ebizibu by'enjaga mu Sweden everyone knows that simanyi aliyo mu bigrupu by'enjaga kati omwana ajjako obujja ssimu n'agamba kati wanaakubira nga teriiko nyamugamba yaweddeko omuliro okitegeera because you're operating in rage tolina na budde kuwuliriza okitegeera like olina obudde naye wakoowa dda nga gwe weekya you even don't know who you are you lost yourself.
Because exactly that's where my trigger was. You know, Kugamba emibiri gino, it's not by mistake kubanti katonda yabafuula ba mama. I thought you could be able to take it all in. That ladies, mwakula nti emibiri jammwe mentally and physically you can contain such pressures.
We can contain, but the society has failed us.
As women, we have 7 senses. You have one as a man.
As much as eko.
Responsibility okubanga laba nti sobola ogirunning up.
Kati ensonga lwaki mwandibala temuleekaana nnyo?
No, because
you can contain.
Kati nze nga nze single mom ate nojja n'ompeeyiyo air protection as a man. You have one, but you failed. As a father, you failed the world. As a father, you failed. N'okwata responsibility gye wali badde olina okutwala nga gwe taata nayo n'ogimpa. Nembeera nga nina eyange ng'omukyala ezange Katonda ze yankuliyetingira nezijja n'entopingako eyiyo. That's why ntulage nti n'abakyala abali mu bufumbo be bakyasiiza okubeera depressed because you know what? Waliwo expectation z'obubalira ku muntu ti I have my husband baba n'abakubye essimu nga nzadde ajja genda ku ssomero ajja genda anoneyo omwana. Those are expectations. A single mother, she don't have those. Lengera bw'omukubira essimu n'atagikwata n'akumona gamba essimu nagyerabidde mu mmotoka mbadde obwedda sigiwulira. It's gonna hit you harder kubanga omubalirako. More than me as a single mom, I count on me. You understand? Kati okutte responsibility yo Katonda gye yakutondera nojja n'otopingako ey'omuntu omulala gy'alina okutwala ey'ataano. It's gonna hit you harder.
Yes, before we go into a commercial break,
kubanga tena obuvunaanyizibwa bwe tutalina kutwala obutali bwaffe. Si bonna bataata, but bwe nga bagambe 95% balekera responsibility bamaama ate nga bamaama balina gye bakuliyetingirwa naye eyaabwe kati taata naye naddira eye gye yali badde alina okukola n'agiwa maama. How is that? Tetukaaba nnyo ye fact ye reality.
Mbadde mmanyi mukaaba nnyo naye kirabika omumaze akababba kati naffe oggyeyo eŋŋombe egamba nti nno abakyala abali mu bufumbo balabirira abaana n'ossaako n'omwami naye yafuukira ddala mwana.
Sokisi ze zange ziriridda wa esaati yange wagirabyeko nga n'omwana akubuuza ensawo n'ekitabo kye kya homework. Then abakyala abamu bafumbo naye nga abasajja
nabo bafuuka baana.
Even more harder because omusajja yo olinawo respect tojja mubuguleranga mwana ng'akubuuzisa sokisi ate omwana kikubisaamu nti omusajja ayinza okuba alimu abaana basatu singa abatali bamukuza bulungi nnyo naye ng'ate 95% tebabakuza bulungi nnyo 5% be baakuza.
Then brings me to Joanita. Something very simple. By the time you left, we're talking about the challenges. Notaka n'okulowooza kale ebintu ebimusinga nabimanya before you joined obufumbo, things like that. But then already oli mu bufumbo right now, you can't escape. I mean, you already a mother, and you in the motherhood, you're nurturing basically.
A mother, she can't get away from that. She
can't run away from that. And then pressures still keep on piling, even though pressures sometimes tujja gamba mbuno zibeerawo nnyo buli kaseera 24/7. A mother being in motherhood is joyous. Whether you like it all, kintu kirungi nnyo kirungi. Newankubadde these hurdles zibeeramu. Kakati ekibuuzo kyange kiro nnyo Joan. Then how do you strike balance? Nurturing others while not losing yourself. Okikola otya? Obeerawo otya n'osigala nga oli muted, if you can unmute yourself. So ekibuuzo kyange nti obeerawo otya nga maama okusigala nga mukyatuwa smile no matter the hurdles you take naye n'osigala nga oli composed, you're busy nurturing your kids naye nkukubira essimu Joan, I need you to do this and this and this for me. I need to blah 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 blah. Mugisha is calling you for this and this. No sigalanga, you still wear that smile. I mean, how do you stay? How do you strike that balance, nurturing the kids at the same time, you yourself, not losing yourself?
Yeah. So, Mompulira.
Yeah.
Oh, bulungi. So, nga bwe nadde njogerako nga volume tenaba ku disappearing ndoza oluganda lwange oluwera smoky. Man, I'm good. Yeah. So, anyway, so nga bwe nadde njogerako for me, nga Joan, it's about reminding myself of who I was nga sinaba kufuna baana. Nga sinaba kuzaala, nalina dreams, nalina aspirations. Nalina bye nali njagala okukola mu bulamu bwange. And because sagala ku ending up mbulamu wange nga ndi myaka 87 nenkozesa abaana bange as excuse for not doing those things because tekibeera fair ku baana bange and tekibeera fair to me kubanga first and foremost sibe bantuma okufuuka maama. They never gave me a phone call and said, hey mommy, I need to get into that world now, you better pop me out. That did not happen. I took that decision and I gave birth to my kid. So there's no way. My thing always is like, sigenda kosa bana bange as excuse for not being happy, for not reaching my dreams, for not inspiring others, for not doing my best okubeera happy in my own life. You get me? And so also, a challenge in keeping it going is the fact that abana bange chibalaba chibajok okola chi okupotrenga also. I believe in this thing to know. Omuzadde bamama batata whoever it is tusobola okwogera ebintu 15 naye but actions are ziri different. That is where the kids don't always listen. They see how we are. When come wakanga ndi completely depressed, bananga obulambuli bwebuti, oh it's so tough, nemberanga mourning, complaining about my life. This is what you're giving your children. This is what they're going to grow up with. You are making them feel guilty about being your children because of decision gojewatwala to become a mother. So for me, Smokey, it's about remembering myself in the process of being a mother. I am a mother. I am a damn good mother, a mother that loves her children, nurtures them, would do anything for my children. But I also give myself grace. I give myself grace because if I don't, I will lose myself. So for me, Okwewa grace no kumanyanti. You know what? Life is not easy. Mama. And we can go into the details of Opera Mama Ngolmugwira Musizeno, which is another aspect of a discussion we can from another time. But there's so many things that you have to maneuver. And the two mothers on the show, they rightly say there's so many things. We have antennas everywhere all the time. Things are obera kumulimune ngolo zogenda kufumba merechi. Obera wanewa kakatinga bwendi nekati olowooza mando batunalyachi olowooza ku Saturday mutabani ayina game, but you haven't even reached Saturday yet. So I think that is a gift that we have from God, that we can be here but plan a week ahead. That's why we can. What I think many times men can only think about one thing at a time. But for us, the at the same time, which means and makes us amazing at multitasking. It makes us amazing to think about obuntu obutonotono abasajja batalowoozaako nti weesanga nti ne mwami wo ate yeebuuza mukwano kino wakijjukidde mukwano kiri wakijjukidde, and you're like, yeah, I have that, yeah, that's sorted, I have packed that. It's like when you're traveling, it's like the way we pack our bags. Omusajja packing a toothbrush here and his underwear if he remembers them, and maybe his socks.
No, but
for us, we have to remember abana to know kujukira bami baffe bwe tubanga tubalina, And it's every single detail that we need to remember. So what I'm trying to tell you is we are so busy thinking about other people than ourselves. We are so busy thinking about that neighbor's kid. We're so busy thinking about those kids we saw on the playground. We're so busy thinking about other people. It's really crucial.
That's why for me, somebody when he asked me, that's why for me, somebody when he said, "Oh, have you ever depressed?" I don't remember to be that because there's no time. Always my this is that, this like there's something going on around me all the time. Yeah.
And I think, and you're so right, Susan. And I think for me, it's we have moments. In the moments, I could have become depressed. I could have become I've been lonely. I have felt moments where I'm like, I can't move on, I can't go on. This is too tough. This is too this. But when I'm depressed, no lonely, no this. What do you think your kids are then? Or what do you think your kids are going to become? You don't have that option.
There's no time. There's
and,
no
and, 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 and at the same time, we have a choice every day. What kind of mother am I going to be today? Am I going to be a mother that wakes up happy, vibrant, and give the vibes to my children so that they can leave this home happy and have a good day? Or am I going to be a mother that is, oh, why am I where I am? Negative.
What are they going to do? Okay. What are they going to do? They count on you.
Yes.
Those are
that's right. So to me, the way I keep myself going, the way I keep myself happy, the way I keep myself smiling at you guys right now, it's giving myself grace and knowing that God did not make me a mother for no reason. He gave me the greatest role in my life. And I always say, if I fail at anything in my life, if I fail at everything, or if everything goes wrong at the end of my days, when I look back and I say, I failed at this, I failed at this, I failed at that, I can say for sure, I never failed at that. That was my greatest accomplishment. I did my best. And I took my kids on with energy, with love, so I think it's that whole thing for me of honoring myself and honoring the role of being a mother and again giving myself grace for doing the best that I can in the circumstances that I find myself in. You get me? And and I think all mothers do that or should do that.
Wow, what a submission. A lot to take it in. But for those who have just joined us, yes, it's a Euro Forum. And by Euro Forum, just expect that we are communicating with the peers. We expect more of your comments and give us your own opinion because it's a topic of discussion worth giving an ear. I know because this topic really touches every society, every family, every generation. Motherhood is something which is really solid that needs to be given, some extra here, mostly. Kubanga bamama bano era nga bagamba abakyala bazira era mu buzira bwabwe omwo bayina bambi bayita bingi nnyo bye tutamanya bye tutalaba bye batasobola kwogera ate nga munnange bibaayo bintu bingi nnyo that oba oliawo nga naffe we misunderstand them nga tetuyinza kumanya emibiri gyabwe gikyuka tetuyinza kumanya ebiseera bisinga bagamba abakazi ekitabo ky'abakazi okitegeera kizibu nnyo naye ate bw'aba omukazi ate nga maama ne gujja bagira so bintu bingi nnyo bizibu nnyo byakutegeera naye yensonga lwaki Euroforum proudly comes out with topics like this at least to share and then people can have a reflection ne baddayo ne bongerezaako ne beekuba mu ttooki baleme kulowooza mbu bali bokka fenna tuyita mu almost buzibwe bumu naye a topic like this. Yes, we're just looking at the emotional realities, the social expectations. We're looking at the mental health challenges and the personal transformations and those hidden stories that shape this motherhood journey. Abakyala bano gye bayitamu kale eddoboozi lyabwe kulu nnyo baba nga balina kye batwongeramu. On that note, and let me to cancel Kenda if we're having a commercial break from the technical side. Then we shall come back and we panel beat our talk kubanga no wood report sanyusa. But just a reminder, we shall be also having this almost same discussion next Sunday, but then we shall flip it and then we make it the main side. And then this time around, this coming Sunday actually, and Lady Joanne will be managing this same episode 2. But then we shall be looking at maybe the challenges of the fathers, those untold stories. Kubanga bannaffe bano bayinza okubyogera byonna ne babyogera naye ng'ate waliwo abakyala basobya be bangi. We've seen a lot of stories where women are tricking men to give them kids. Oluvannyuma ne muteeka abantu abataasala kubazaalira ne mutandika okujjanjabaza mbu abasajja babi naye nga the intention in the beginning there was no agreement ya kuzaala. Ne mutandika kusalaganya bigambo mbu abasajja babi naye sooka weebuuza omusajja gwa forcing okutwala mu bufumbo, was he ready? Yali ready okumuzaalira? So sometimes those mistakes
That's very interesting.
Okay, because you can leave marriage, but forcing somebody to have a child with you, that is insane. Tolowooza na ku mwana gw'oleeta kino si kitooke mbu ekyogenda kitemawo si mutinti ekyogenda kutema. It's a human being gy'oleetanga omusajja omulala tata w'omwana takkiriza because olowooza kikigenda okukolera okozesa omwana to keep your relationship. Absolutely, that's wrong.
It's going to be an amazing show on Sunday. It's going to be an amazing show on Sunday. I'm telling you.
Definitely, when nsonga lwaki mbadde ngezawo kugamba nti nga tetunakola abakyala batusalaganyako mugambo munene nti tukoze bubi nnyo waliwo ndowooza kuba ku ssimu yandibadde alindako naye kyetugezaako otegeeza nti abakyala bandibadde kansooke muggyeko ono
Yes, to our viewers, we thank you very much for being part of this show. Elanga tubwebaza kuba nti akadde katugezeko naye na mukyaliwo. To our guests banange mwebale nnyo for your good submissions. Elanga tujja kuyita technical bali mu byuma eyo batuwe akalango kaffe as we set ourselves into the last episode of the show. Yes.
Batyo tubadde in some little break, then we're coming back in full gear, and then we shall see how we come to the almost closure of the show. Naye nga kubajjukizaako bannaffe aba Buganda mugenda mu maaso ku akalango ke tubaddemu ndowooza kabalaga apartments ziri eyo ndowooza nga bulaba Kasa munyo
Pigeon Residence Bokassa Muyenga era nga abagadde obasanga ku namba +256 7786 53977 awo ng'ojja kuba oba contactinga ate ne wetegekera ka holiday ko akali gumiti bamaama mwenna babajjukiza nti kireka bajja tuwayo ka discount bwe tuba tugenze okusulayo okubanga we can use that time to find ourselves again as we ride on the motherhood journey.
Yes, nga twogera motherhood journey mbadde nkyakatiza wali eri nti yes akajanja bannaffe abamu bakatiitibya bamaama nga batendereza ng'obwabamaama buli obuzibu ennyo naye ng'ate munnanga oluusi beetemerako ettaka ne bazaala abaana nga tebannaba kutuuka kuba nabaanabasajja kubeera olw'ensonga eyo musooke munzikirize nduze ensonga yange kino nno kireetedde abantu bangi nnyo okugwa mu buzibu ku nsonga ezituuka ku child support. Era bangi nnyo bazze ku mbeera eyo ne bafuna obuzibu mu butakkaanya n'abaami baabwe ku nsonga eyo eya child support naye nga ekizibu kyavaawa eri ku ngozi mwali mweteeseteese mwali mwetegese. Being a mother is a full-time job and a lifetime job kubanga n'essaawa zino ku myaka gye tuliko maama asobola okukubira naga mwana wange oyo kyawasuze bulungi n'otuuka n'ogamba mukadde ono abadde atya nina ewange anjagaza ki naye ng'ate ye akulaba mu maaso ge okyali mwana. So being a mother olina okumakinga sure nti okola solid decision ng'olina obwongo. So this gives me a little package gye njagala Joreen ompe nti singa nkututte ku olukuŋŋaana ninayo abaana ba university bawummudde baagala okubeera bamaama bigambo ki ebiwoomu ebyo by'oyinza okubawa okwetegekera motherhood?
Actually, I would start by telling everyone parenthood. When I say parenthood, I include motherhood and fatherhood. Parenthood, I think it is the hardest task as an adult that the world underestimates. And to those people, when if you're not ready and you do not have a strong support system, I'm not saying the father only, because even those husbands or the fathers can be in the house, but failing. Because today we are talking about motherhood, but when we listen to the story of fatherhood, can just imagine all the two parties end up in parenthood. You understand? So support system husband or baby daddy. You need to have your people, our friends. You need to look at the system where you're going to have your children in. Like, is this like system no? Are you well conversant with the system? Or you think you're just going to walk into the labor ward and give birth? Because when you give birth, in Uganda we have a system of our own families. Kati a family is not it's not grounded to help you. Over a baby daddy, please think about it. When you come to this side, if you're not well conversant with the system here on parenthood, be slow on parentinghood. You should pray like ways you don't love yourself. Don't stress giving birth. If you know you cannot have, like, you cannot take care of yourself going home to feeling, you see that you're always behind. Sometimes you're behind your schedules. Sometimes you yourself, you find yourself depressed at some point. You find guilty. You blame yourself. You're always exhausted. I'll tell them no. First go help yourself mentally so you can embrace motherhood or parenthood, because your journey, it's what it is. So parenthood is not easy, but motherhood takes a step. Today twogera ku motherhood mbawulidde muli musala ebigambo naye lubaale w'omulamu tasamirirwa kati ffe tuliwo, ffe bamaama ffe tuliwo, temutandika tubuuza bya father. Tulinde ku Sunday bafather we munajja nammwe mwogere ebyammwe, ndaba wano kamala okuyombamu, ndaba wano mu church bafather mufuuse bafather. Sunday is your day, be part of it. Leero ffe balamwe lubaale katumusamirire olwaleero tukube enkasi. We are talking about motherhood. Yes.
Just a supplement or still on that area, that how does has motherhood at some moment affected your friendship and maybe at some moment also marriage? Oyinawo wayingira bwoti okubeera omuzadde nti motherhood ne sabotaginga life yo before emikwano gy'oyina olwo otuuka n'olabanga mu butuufu okubeera omuzadde kyatandika okwaffectinga emikwano gyo.
I'll give this answer generally, not on a personal space, because that is my life is a small sample space. But all our more research nowadays, some article the writer parent, I think it's a UK blog. Baba de bagamba nti biologically a mother, there is an egg walking outside of you. There is an egg. There is an attachment of your umbilical cord walking outside of you. So that thing is growing, and when we read the science, we have a bacteria and a virus. Bacteria okusinga virus. Kubanga bacteria bagira bako. Olaba engeri gyefutambulamu. Twanwaliwo ebicafu tojja naye virus, it is the invisible touches, the airborne, everything. So the fact that I have an egg walking outside, trust me, I will lose touch of the other things that don't belong to me. They're not part of me. There are those things that I can do without. Mikwano jange I can do without. So it is my own. So automatically I will lose touch. They may not understand me. My spouse may not understand me at the time when I'm like, let's do this for the kids. And so for so many times, mothers, our hormones, when they producing mothers will produce cortisol hormones your party yaba yokuzala eyo hormone ekuleetera okuba nti ono gwozadde yagotegera yekka n'omusajja somuvaako ezo zipendamini zemutugamba zize producing when we are having good times zisooka nesposing because after 6 months, I mean, period of 3 to 6 months, tuba tulina mu ebintu byabakulu tuba tulina omukuzaala. So just imagine oli atalina jiritambula ye alina water. I'm gonna be a bit alina water where you can spill water and dry it, but then my egg is there, it's broken, it's gone. So oli osobola omwerabira, and the cortisol hormones nezisitinga in protecting omuntu ono nezimwagala nezimukoya buli kimu. That thing automatically you will lose touch with your what? With your spouse. Kati ekyo bagamba society mubiramu abantu bagimamu ba counselors mubamu abazadde Uganda abazadde bamanyi okutukimako ku baana ne babatwalako ku baana ne bakutwalako ewaka ne weebakamuko nokakkana. Those are things that societies that to denying because even our grandmothers are busy working when tuli mukola pension, they don't have time. So as research says, we lose meaning sense to us because now we have a working biology era of taking care of our eggs that are working. Yes.
Point has been echoed well, and I really do appreciate. For those who are with us, it's Euro from UG, and we believe whenever you communicate with peers, quite paramount, and whenever you give us your feedback, trust me, you're doing the needful. But then again, I would just say topic of discussion is just untold mysteries of motherhood. And we're just getting these mysteries which are really hidden. And these ladies here sharing, it's something we need to reflect on. As men, to love how supportive we can be. And then as women, namwe butagwamu maanyi mbu temuli mwekka n'abakyala bana bali wano bye muyitamu nabe bayitamu, so temulina kugwamu maanyi. However, gwe atanaba kubeera mother tetuze kukanga wabula okujja okukatiriza nti okiyingiremu ng'olaba na kino gye kiri. But the biggest percentage of being a mother is more joy, kubanga teri kintu kinyuma kulaba nga you've reproduced something from your body. And when we go biblically, it's I think in Genesis chapter 1 verses 28, it emphasizes go produce and subdue the world. So we are entitled okuzala naye ng'ogenda okuzaala jukira gw'ogenda okuzaala omutegeke gwe kennyini weeteeseteese. Ekyokubiri nti omutegekedde kubanga kino ky'ogenda okuyingiramu it's a continuous process. Kale bamaama mulina okutunuulira decisions mugenda okukola so that temugwa mu bizibu ebigenda okujja. Lwaki nabadde ndeetamu nakanaka child support n'ebigendamu naddala kwabo abayingira nga tebeeteeseteese mwesanga nga into those struggles. But I'll flip this a little bit to Lady Joanne.
Yeah, can I add? Can I add to what you just said?
Please.
This whole thing of Okwetegeka, this whole thing of Okwetegeka before. I would probably say nobody and nothing can prepare you for motherhood.
There's no such a thing.
Like for me personally, I think I can give you an example. When I was pregnant with my first child, I was told by other mothers, "Oh my goodness, it's awful. It's this and it's Romak Gamba story here. And when you feel the kick, you just have to breathe this way, and when you're lying down, you just have to do like that, and you have to like this." But actually, when you're in there, go over them experience you, and you find your own way. You find your own rhythm of how to push this baby out. And people may scare you, but then you may find that it's actually not that scary. Or people may say, "Oh, it's no big deal. Oh, Kusara, you just go and you just push. I just did this." Everybody I know experience here in how the birth happens. Now, when I talk about preparing, you can never know what happens. You prepared A to Z. There are some hormones that take place. There are things that happen that doesn't necessarily always happen for men. It can't because they're not giving birth. So what I'm trying to say is, you are looking forward to become a mother. You need to embrace this as your personal experience. And I always say, computer, everything that we actually have, it comes with a manual. There is page 5 fridge bwefa oyina kunyika kapesa bwekati ne bakugamba emeza to fix the table, to put it together, furniture oyina kukola bwoti, and there's even a picture that shows. But there is one thing that doesn't come with a manual, and that is motherhood. It is parenthood. They don't tell you which page it doesn't tell you which page to look at It doesn't tell you which page to look at when daddy decides to leave because he doesn't feel like he can handle the pressure. It doesn't tell you these difficult conversations when a child is entering the teenage years.
Yes.
You get me? It doesn't tell you all those things. So you need to surround yourself with, other mothers. Listen to people that have gone through the process, but remember, olina or creating a story of Gwengagwe. Because mama, mama. Why? Because abana abangi sebana babo. Abana abangi bana personality yabwe, now abana personality yo. But we can support each other or to encourage each other to be the best that we can be. You understand? And to our general understanding is, it's tough. It's not easy. But you can never prepare yourself to what this motherhood is going to be. It's going to be a beautiful journey if you're open to it. But I can assure you it's also going to be tough. There will be nights and moments where you're thinking, tell me again, why did I do this? And then if you have boys and girls, there are also different temperatures. I mean, it's a whole salad that sometimes you can't find yourself through, and you're like, why did I make this salad again? What was the purpose again? I remember when I had my first child, which was she's a girl, and she was the easiest baby. Eat weba kid, mama naingiza wo mulenzi. Second child.
No funa cocktail.
He came out cesarean, and I'm telling you, I respect any woman that has two. I have 4 babies, but I respect any woman that has 2 boys.
I have 2 boys.
This boy could cry, and I was thinking, Rachi Oligo Wampari, what neighbors. On top of that, no, you're cesarean. So what I'm trying to say to put in one are different, and you just have to find a way of valuing each child in their own way, in who they are, and a good mother will zoom into that. Namanya, okay, Smoky Aribwati, Jolene Aribwati, Susan Aribwati, and this is another thing that Pengaba Mama, people don't see this.
Yeah.
But mwana wa find a personality here. And we constantly have to change ourselves into omwana ono. Ono mwana aina temperature weight. Ono mwana ali wogambako anyiga mangu.
There's no
Ono mwana
experience, you know.
So it
Tell
is
your mama I'm really experienced. There is no experienced mother. No.
no, because every child is different and you need to find your own rhythm. How do I do this? You know, how do I maneuver? Because buli mwana is different.
Yeah.
Abalenzi ba different kuba wala.
Uh,
Abawala themselves
Have 8
nina bawala
kids, he's
babiri.
very experienced. There's no
Kadde.
Nina bawala babiri, nina abalenzi babiri. Nina abawala babiri. They are nothing like each other. So man njogera nono, I have to switch my brain. Mposi njogera nono kansoke nkyukemuko. Mulala mposi ono nataka makeup ono mulala alinga muze. Kugamba there are all these mysteries, again, untold things that people do not see, but that we as women switch at all times. So that's just saying, you can't prepare, but you can do your level best, educate yourself the best you can. Yeah. But the real experience will come when you have your own and you find your own rhythm and you give yourself grace when you do well. Because nobody's going to give you that grace. Nobody.
What a powerful submission. Muganda agamba anti enda muwogo ezaala omulungi n'omubi. Kino kikkaatiriza ku kyobadde oyogera nti abaana banjawulo osanga buli mwana azaaliddwa maama y'omu taata y'omu buli omu alina character ye. Kati nno buvunaanyizibwa kiri eri maama okuba nti agezaako kwambala engatto za buli mwana okusobola obbategeera mu ngeri y'enjawulo. Ate oba olaba n'abalongo abafaanagana batera okubawo ne characters ez'enjawulo. Kale kitegeera bulungi nnyo, but also there is also a point of reflection gyentunuulidde gyeyogeddeko that when it comes to motherhood, there is a statement, maybe you try your looking at it as he who is in it can best
knows better. Knows it better.
Knows better. So I just really appreciate your submission. Era nkwebaza nnyo bali eddala. Kati kanze katono nnyo ku Lady Susan, then we shall come buli omu muweyo parting shots tube nga tuva. Naye Susan nga tunabagenda kukomekereza. Bamaama kwegamba kibuuzo kyange kyandibadde nti omuntu oba omwana muwala yandifunye ddi omwana? Kwegamba when is the right time to have a baby? Is there a right age?
If somebody asks me about that, if my daughter, my friend, his daughter, anyone who asks me about that, I can advise somebody okola ebimusanyusa ye nga ye n'alivinga obulamu bwe n'akola by'ayagala kuga neyeesoosa n'alivinga obulamu bwe then n'alyoka alowooza ekyokuzaala singa aba ayagadde kuzaala kubanga it's not a must, it's a choice somebody can wake up and make. But omuntu alina okwesoosa. If you want to travel, live your life, do whatever you want to do, really live your life before you become to choose to be a parent. If somebody asks me, anything it makes you happy.
So singa kati omwana wabazze, then you have to adjust accordingly.
No, of course. It's not choice. It's not choice.
This class, so it's not something you're gonna have a choice. No. One of our now it's not about you anymore. It's gonna be for a long period of time where it's not about you anymore. It was about you when you got to, but now you have kids, you have a child in. It's not about you anymore at all. It will never be again. Whatever you do. I take Jenny. No, whatever you do, and precious, and Doug is a precious, and it has to always be somebody. Auntie, you take it as a whole, Simanya Bamiaka, Auntie knocks at the before you just pack your bags and you get any cheaper ticket. You don't look behind. It's not about you anymore. No.
Okay. Last but not least, Lady Susan, Chibuzo Chisembayo just tono nyo nti you being a single mother, do you really feel government or society has done enough to support you? Njagala kino onkubire mu tochi olabe government ekoze kimala gwe ali mu diaspora onkubire mu ne tochi relating to munna Uganda ali ewaka government ye Uganda oba government za Semazinga wa Africa zikoze ekimala okuba nti zifudde nnyo to support motherhood.
Government the supporting to trying to support, even though it's not enough, but they try to support economically. I appreciate. Accordingly, I compare one economically, they support. But to do the best, what's best for the kid. Uganda, zero, -0, actually -0 support.
Mama kiti tibaziwayo Uganda.
-0 singa omukazi baba bange e Uganda mama akyafira mu corridor olwa gloves hands mama akyafira mu corridor nga toyinza kuŋŋamba nti bawaddeyo mama kiti nga baagala just to make a comment on social media or a point just on social media nga
for election purposes.
The society Uganda te supporting ze, you know why? Actually, bamama be Uganda, Uganda, the world failed them, society-wise and government-wise. You know why? Somebody can go out in the club and say, "Open the bar." Actually, when I go, I see that it's very, very painful. It's an open bar. Drink because I'm posting on social media. Okay, that same man or same woman who say open bar. I've got mutukayenga de wakasange wakasoli kukubo mama lisinga ino bwana kunabuli wali busatu busumagira. Nyakasoli wameka wabitano osekenyo budde bwagenze dda bitano nabunze kwadde bisatu avumu open bar owulira
chokuwa kasuli natagifuula open maze
abaana bali wano omuntu omulala nze ngaasa nalibadde nga you know what kasoli wa sente mmeka nti wa sente bweziti nzikuwadde kwata kasoli ogende ewaka nnyoka onootandikirawo enkya that's a support kasoli because they can afford you wadde abantu omwenge which is even
so basically nga tetunabagenda ku government nayo ginenya naffe society ng'abantu
it has to start with you, it has to start with your neighbor society because maybe government they don't know, they live their life, they are happy there. It has to start with you because the society can. So when you're supporting the government, at least you can get that, at least. But in Africa or Uganda, the country where I grew up, society, you understand, they didn't. Neighbor agenda nakola wedding ya bilioni nenga atatamanyi balirwana abe ani abanja rent aliko babanja rent emyezi 6 n'omusajja gwe yakasukawo mwana wani asabiriza ku kkubo atalina gate jaggula, you understand. Naye ate omuntu ku social media mu miles omuzungu najja ate n'abeera nga asobola okusasula school fees ezo, but neighbor they can. Uganda they have money, people have money, that's the fact. But society tebereddewo baana, and that's so sad even to think about because they have money but they didn't support the kids. Abaana basabiriza kukobonaga yamusendabirwamu obubbi yamusendabirwamu. Let me say this, if your child have it good, in the evening he shower, he sit, he watch TV, he will never go on the street to beg. First think about that. These kids, why are they here? Those people are very difficult. Why are they here? Ask him. Are you for real? And you call yourself a parent when you go to for real? The society.
Tweyanzege ekifaananyi ekyo tukirabye olwakadde nti ko mubutuufu katutemaye nandisabye buli omu ampeeyo akagambo ke kamu akasembayo benga tuva wano. Nja kukola bwe nti nsaba Joanita ntandike naawe just ompeeyo ebigambo, one song that can reflect the show of today. Giteeke mu bwongo bwo. Giteeke mu bwongo bwo genda kugingamba. Secondly, then tell me briefly, I'm giving you only 1 minute to spread some light about what's coming on the 5th September in Denmark, the White Party. Mpayo some chiche to subida katono, then we shall bring you. Joanne, your floor.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Banange. I'm just so happy. Oluganda did perfect later on. This so surprised. I'm so happily surprised Oluganda Ranger get the little. Thank you so much, Smokey, for giving me this opportunity. Yes, we do have something coming up that is on the screen right there. September, Trina JBOY party in Copenhagen. And we are looking forward to invite you, your guest, your neighbor, your brother, sister, and your uncle's auntie and your neighbors to come along and celebrate life, celebrate mingling, celebrate networking, and celebrate that the summer is actually kind of gone at that time. I think that's kind of the last party that we're having just before we go into autumn. So come and join. More details will be up very soon. But for now, come and let's have a good time together. It's going to be in Copenhagen, 5th of September this year. Do not miss. As I said, more info will be up very, very soon. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you there because I'm obviously going to be there and obviously dressed in white. So that is what it is. Yes. And then again, a song that I would say relates to today's show, Mr. Smokey, I think Dear Mama by Tupac.
By Tupac, Dear Mama. Yeah. Okay, wow.
Dear Mama by Tupac, because I think that speaks volumes about what mamas go through. They have to be soft, but then many times they also have to show tough love because we protect our children. And as Jolene said before, that egg that is out of us, we have to protect it doesn't break, but that it matures to be a very beautiful a chicken that comes out of it, you know. And so Dear Mama speaks to me by Tupac. Yes, that's it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. That's from Joanita, straight out here, Denmark, Copenhagen. And she's the major person, the pillar when it comes to the White Party. Just expect you to be there. I know it's not the first one she has been involved in. I've seen her doing, wonders here whenever it comes to White Party. So basically, avail yourself. You're going to see those other things you've not seen unleashed. They're going to be on that day. So try to avail of yourself. There
Can I just say one last thing? Mothers, come out and treat yourselves. Yeah, mothers, Susan, Jolene, come and treat yourselves. If you're doing so well, 5th of September is the day where you get to be treated as the queens that you are. So I'm expecting you to be there.
Interesting. And last but not least, she's the one going to be the host of this coming Sunday. She's going to be having the second episode of this because this topic is really quite gigantic. We can't just finish it right now, but we want also to get the other version of men. And then she's going to be on the topic of discussion, which will be the untold stories of and somehow, maybe we shall also look into, in the same line, we shall also try to trigger also the childhood support alongside that. But that said, let me cross over to my tag team partner show. Yes, Lady Jorin Nabada Ugambo Tia show Jirabi.
Yes, it was at some point it became emotional for us. Yes, Toka Motherhood. But thank you very much, our guests and our listeners. Era nga sinaba kuwayo submission sign kamala okuyisawo akalango nga 3 paka nga 5 July. All roads lead to Amsterdam. Tugenda ate mukapiira nga bulijjo. Every year we always have a Euro tournament, a Euro crane tournament. Last year it was in Finland. This year tugenda mu Amsterdam. The other year it was in Norway. Then I think I've made but this year tugenda Amsterdam. Let us all be there. Mothers, muje to relaxing muje to chilling always at one day of the teta. I always tell myself there are moments when I say I need to stop. I always tell mothers, stop. It is okay to stop. Sometimes just stop, wake up, take a cup of coffee, tulaawo. Bakuyite, obagambe, man, what are you going to eat? Leftovers, zizo. Like there is that day when you just have to stop, because when you do not stop, you'll break down. Me, I always tell other mothers, you should learn how to live in the mess. You're not supposed to be perfect. When you feel like your cup is empty, enjoy the mess around you. Ne waba mwami mutunuleko obutunuzi bwoti onyeenya buto bwoti tewayaze buliri tunaalya ki simanyi. Like there's that time when you, as a mother, you have to just stop, accept the mess around you, because if you do not if you do not accept that, accepting, and you will stop. It will force you to stop. Yes, leading you into a stroke. Or abazadde bangi bagenze mu stroke, our parents bagenze mu stroke, abamu bagenze mu suicidal thoughts. We have a video, YouTube video, mwala wano ya recording, n'agamba byali bingi nnyo, n'akwata abaana be, n'agenda ku bridge, n'abakasukayo, naye neyeekasukayo. Fun enough, she survived. Omukyala oyo senga yali kumpi n'omugamba, stop, let it be. Daddy aganye okushowing up, leave it. Support eganye, leave it.
But
Like sometimes we need to...
the society, the most thing they do about mothers, judgment, negativity sound more than the positivity. It's all judgment. If the society come together and raise these kids, totunulira mama bwaba ali alikokoliki gwe neighbor yingirawo oyambe, you understand? Give that room. Don't give judgment. Don't do that. That's the problem mothers they struggle with, or parents, maybe even male fathers, because they are those who are single fathers. The society is too loud, especially in the black society. They don't give that support. Why? You are there, you are but a parent, do so.
But I think
don't do that, don't judge, step up.
But I think, Susan, there's an issue there of this of this whole thing the village raises. There's a thing where the village raises our children.
It no longer works in this era. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That today it's a different. I think it's different
dynamics actually
in our societies, because
the world has evolved and the challenges are different.
Yeah, some people are afraid.
Different generation encounter different solutions.
People are afraid of getting themselves in other people's business in a way of raising these children, because we have the social services and all that stuff. So I think it's sometimes even if abantu bagala okuyamba bagamba bwenagezaako okuyamba ate bayinza okugamba nti neyingiza mu ngeri gya raising
I'm not one of those. I'm not those.
No, I'm not.
My song,
I can face any child on the street. There's a friend auntie, but Yakuba myself one day. When someone I come, I sichitako chagana.
Susan.
Yes, my song.
Susan has a lot of points that
Susan, you get your podcast.
Attended to. So I believe, Susan, please give us chance. We'll host you back again in line with parenting. I think it will do us justice. Kubanga oyina ebintu bingi nnyo bye tuleseeyo naye akaddeko ne katunyigiriza. Nkusaba tukufunemu episode endala so that we can, try to broaden this area.
My song.
Ojja kuba otukoledde obulungi obutagambika. Obadde otugamba oluyimba.
My song it's not in line with the topic, but I would say the song of we are the world. We are the world. We are the children. Because I feel like parenthood it should be done as a whole. Fena tuberemu, let us all involve ourselves in it. Tata chitulemu, mama chitulemu. You could be a single parent. If you're a single parent, now enjoy that part. If you're a single mother, that's another topic of discussion. I will come one day and tell people who is a single mother and who is a single parent and who is a solo parent.
Wow.
Solo parent. So I would say to the world, we are the one. That's my song.
Yes, great. These ladies are full of brains, very sharp, and they've just helped us at least to know what we didn't know. That baleseyo bingi nnyo, but those hidden mysteries ebimu nga tebasobola na kubanga basobola okubitubuulira was abakyala by nature bayina emizi waliwo bebeesikiza ebyabwe bebasirisa naye oba olaba batuyambye ne basobola okusumululako ebimu. As men, it's high time to look at this and reflect on them and then be supportive so that we stop misunderstanding them or misjudging them. We try to understand them and then we become a support team. So given that, just a reminder about German, Munich, waliyo olukiiko olw'omutawaana Buganda bumu. But you see the tag team show, shining here, but beneath it is a great team of Euroforum, which is doing a lot of wonders. And with us is a management, of which today we're having a technical gentleman, Mugisha Moses, from Norway. We're having also, I would say with the hosts, Tujako Yogera Koluvanyuma, but I would love to applaud Lady Joanita, who's also a host on Euroforum. She does also great. And then we're having
our patron, Mr. Kasia Fred from Canada. Then Tuina Muganda Wafe, Blessed Esther from Uganda. Tuina Hajatu Wafe, Janat Yahaya or Your Mind Your Child from Uganda. Netwani Sarah Nabakoza also from Uganda. Then Netwani Muganda Wafe Samantha Elf of Finland.
It's quite a team and great, which always trains to avail different topics. So you can always go back on our social media platforms. That's YouTube. You can also go to Facebook. You can go to TikTok. You can also go to Instagram. At least you can pick something. You can learn different topics. You can always go from very many years and then you see an area which can best suit you. Given that, njagala nnyo mbeebaze nammwe abatuwuliriza abaffe mutukola bulungi nnyo obutagambika nti every time we bring up a show, you always avail yourself. So we can't just take you for granted. Thank you always for being there. And mostly those even who share and then comment, muri gumite. And akasembayo, nkakozenga kakodyo, mbadde nsaba, Lady Susan, gwe togenda kumpa akasembayo, wabula njagala osabire essaawa single mothers.
Susan,
ebigambo ebitonotono sabira ba single mothers akasala kaddakiika obemu siri gy'oli kubanga oyinza okugira bwoti Yesu n'akuyitako awo.
Nansonyiwa sikiriza mu kuzibira amaaso okusaba
kasuka essaala
sikiririza mu mutima mu kyaba ayogedde kyabategeeza ne mind ye ng'akitegeeza n'omutima nga nniya ye gye bayita nniya mu Busiraamu ng'akitegeeza ekyo kye ndivingiramu mu kuzibiriza amaaso. Sabira ngitwale mu Luganda
kasuka essaala yonna gwe kasuka essaala tuvuwano
nsabira bamaama bonna gye bali abalina bye batasobola kwogera abatalina answers Mukama azibawe abatalina bye basobola kunnyonnyola bye bayitamu Mukama abasembereza abantu abo abali mu struggle zonna abali embuto abasuubira okusumulukuka Mukama abasumulule bulungi n'abaana baabwe babeerewo mu bulungi abanoonya ezzadde abo nabo gye bali nga baagala kubeera bamaama mu mubiri gyabwe nga bawulira nti bamaama naye tebannafuna zadde Mukama alibawe n'abo abalina be baselebrating oba basuubira okuselebratinga Mukama celebration azibatuuseeko nga bakyali balamu. economy
Amina.
economy abali ku bitanda bonna mukama abakwatireko abaguse engendo ziba strugglinga nazo. Amina.
Amina. Kale webale nnyo ddala essaala ebadde gumite nnyo naye nja kwongera kukkatiriza nga ŋŋamba mwebale nnyo tusiima bwongerwa wabula nga tutuuka enkya ndowooza I think in Sweden is it enkya I don't know whether you take it free.
Accession Day tomorrow.
Yeah, like the way it is here in Denmark, Accession Day. Yes, it marks the end of the 3 years when Jesus' mission was, done. And then Accession Day, that's when the gentleman left for heaven. Later. But given that, just a reminder, we extracted this topic of discussion from Mother's Day. And you should always honor all the mothers. I believe the more you honor your mothers, the more blessings you get. Just look at Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. It manifests everything. Given that, I stay your boy, aka Smoggy, being your host, alongside Joreen, a co-host on the Tag Team Show. And our guests have been that's Joanita Bali from Denmark, also a host on Euroforum. And then also have a sweet Susan, a guest also, Susan Namutebi, based in Sweden, Kujakuba Tumufuna, way more and more. It's already 10:44 p.m. Allow us to say goodbye for now, and thanks for being with us. Stay tuned and keep the discussion flowing. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Welcome to Euroforum UG, where we address Ugandans from Europe, USA, Asia, Africa, Australia, and all over the globe. We share experiences, opinions, and expertise on current affairs, educative lifestyle, religion, and family matters. Follow, subscribe, and like our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Euroforum UG. You can also join our live shows every weekend on our social media platforms. For more information, visit our social media platforms or email us at euroforumug@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on +4740 574040. Euroforum UG, communicating with peers.